Hello there, wishing you a joyful day. As always, thank you for being with me throughout our journey discussing senior health. After the age of 60, every small change in the body deserves special attention. A persistent itch that seems harmless, especially in sensitive areas like the anus or genitals, can sometimes carry a silent yet serious warning. While many older adults tend to think it's just a hygiene issue or a result of aging, cancer specialists warn that prolonged itching in private areas without a clear cause may be an early sign of dangerous cancers such as anal, vulvar, or penile cancer, diseases that, when detected late, often carry a poor prognosis. That's why this video was created, to emphasize one crucial message. Do not underestimate itching in old age. This is not something to be embarrassed about, nor is it a trivial matter. It could be the first and only signal. Your body is trying to send silently to call for help. Drawing from insights of medical specialists and real-life experience in elderly care in the United States, we will uncover commonly overlooked warning signs, understand why they happen, and most importantly, learn what to do to examine and address them in time before regret sets in. If you're caring for an elderly loved one, or if you've personally experienced unexplained, prolonged itching, please take a few moments to listen, because this information could very well save a life. Don't delay, because sometimes it's the delay that gives cancer the chance to grow in the shadows. Join me in this journey of discovery and awareness to protect yourself and your loved ones, starting with the smallest of signs. Some symptoms that seem harmless may actually be your body's silent warning, and persistent itching in the lower legs is one of them. Many people have experienced relentless itching along the shins with no rash, no peeling, and no clear signs. They often assume it's just dry skin, an allergy, or a reaction to weather changes. But if you've ever found yourself scratching without relief, especially at night or after standing for long periods, have you ever wondered, could there be something more serious behind this itch? The truth is, prolonged itching in the lower legs, particularly when not accompanied by visible skin conditions, could be linked to a serious illness, such as blood cancer, specifically lymphoma. In some cases, lymphoma cells cause widespread inflammation in the body and irritate sensory nerves, resulting in a type of invisible itch. Nothing appears on the surface, but inside your body is sending out a signal. Statistics show that around 25 to 30% of lymphoma patients experience this persistent itching before being diagnosed. The fortunate news is that early detection significantly improves the chances of treatment and disease control. What may seem like a harmless itch could actually be an early warning sign. If you take time to truly listen to your body, you're giving yourself a vital opportunity to proactively protect your health. So what should you do if you're experiencing this symptom? Pay close attention to the itch. If it lasts more than a few weeks, doesn't improve with regular moisturizing creams, and isn't clearly related to weather or allergies, you should see a doctor. A simple blood test may be all it takes to rule out more serious risks. Your body is always whispering something. Your job is not to ignore even the smallest signals. Itching isn't always just a dermatological issue. Sometimes it's a message from your bloodstream. And if you catch it in time, you might prevent something far worse from happening, starting with what seems like the smallest sign. Just like itching in the lower legs, another area of the body, if experiencing a deep, unexplained itch, could also be trying to tell you something important, and that is the mid-back or shoulder area, which we will explore in the next section. Have you ever felt a deep, persistent itch in the middle of your back, without a rash, without redness, and with no clear explanation? You may have changed your body wash, swapped out your bed sheets, even moisturized thoroughly, yet the itch refuses to go away. If that sounds familiar, it's not something to take lightly. Surprisingly, a dull internal itch deep in the back, especially near the shoulder blades, can be an early sign of a serious cancer, pancreatic cancer. The reason lies in how a growing tumor in the pancreas can press against the bile duct, causing a buildup of bile salts in the body. These elevated bile salts can then irritate sensory nerves, producing a mysterious itching sensation, particularly in the back and shoulder area. What's especially concerning is that pancreatic cancer often progresses silently, with very few visible symptoms in its early stages. Many patients experience no pain, no weight loss, and no clear digestive changes until the disease is already advanced. That's why back itching, even in the absence of other alarming signs, should not be ignored. One reason many people dismiss it is because they think it's just an itch, nothing serious. They comfort themselves with explanations like a weather allergy, tight clothing, sitting for long periods, or dry skin. But the key difference here is this. The itch feels more internal than skin deep, is hard to pinpoint, and doesn't respond to typical moisturizers. That's the critical clue. If you or a loved one are experiencing this kind of dull, persistent itching in the mid-back, especially if it lasts more than 2 weeks, has no obvious cause, and doesn't improve with environmental changes or skincare routines, don't wait. Be proactive about a full health checkup, focusing especially on liver, bile, and pancreatic function. A simple blood test, abdominal ultrasound, or CT scan could detect an abnormality at an early stage, before the disease becomes life-threatening. No one likes to think about worst-case scenarios, but no one ever regrets being too careful. Getting checked doesn't mean you have cancer. It means you care enough to protect your body in the right way. And if something unusual is discovered, that early step could be your opportunity to take control and pursue the best treatment options. In today's world of modern medicine, cancer is no longer the death sentence it once was. Many people have been treated successfully and gone on to live long, healthy lives, all because they caught it early. On the other hand, if you ignore the signs, if you wait until there's pain, jaundice, or weight loss, it could already be too late. Itching, if you pay attention, might just be your body's quiet savior. And remember, when your body speaks to you through small signs, the best thing you can do is listen, because those who listen to their bodies are the ones who live longer, live healthier, and live more fully. Next, let's explore another symptom that's often overlooked, but may also be linked to serious conditions: persistent itching on the scalp, with no dandruff, no redness, but no relief. This seemingly minor area of the body could actually be the first place cancer sends its signal. Have you ever experienced an unexplained itch on your scalp? No dandruff, no redness, no flaking, yet the itch lingers, dull and persistent, lasting for days, even weeks? You've tried everything: switching shampoos, moisturizing, applying essential oils, massaging your scalp, but nothing seems to work. If this sounds familiar, don't dismiss it just yet, because sometimes a seemingly minor itch can be your body's first whisper of something far more serious. Persistent, unexplained itching on the scalp may actually be an early sign of blood cancer, leukemia, or scalp skin cancer. While it might sound far-fetched, this has been documented in numerous medical cases. In leukemia patients, abnormal white blood cells can disrupt the immune system, causing hidden inflammation that irritates the nerves under the skin. The result is a deep, vague itching sensation, not related to surface-level skin irritation, as with common scalp issues. Likewise, in cases of scalp cancer, cancerous cells can silently develop beneath the skin surface, without rash, pain, or sores, leaving behind just one symptom: persistent itching. This sensation differs from itching due to dandruff or dry skin. It tends to feel deeper, more diffuse, and doesn't respond to scratching or typical scalp treatments. The concern is that most people overlook this type of itch. They associate it with everyday habits: wearing a helmet too long, weather changes, or using an unsuitable shampoo. But here's the key difference. Despite changing all those factors, the itch remains steady, nagging, and disruptive, even during work or rest. That's when it's time to reevaluate and listen more seriously to your body. If your scalp itch lasts more than 2 weeks without improvement, you should begin by consulting a dermatologist to rule out common causes such as scalp fungus or seborrheic dermatitis. But if the dermatological exam reveals no clear issue, don't hesitate to request a full blood panel or even a scalp biopsy if necessary. Early detection, if something is indeed wrong, can open the door to effective treatment. And if everything turns out normal, at least you've ruled out a lingering concern. That's how we take proactive and responsible steps toward our health. Don't underestimate any changes in your body, especially when they are unusual and persistent. Scalp itching is not just a cosmetic or hair-related issue. Sometimes it's a quiet call from within. And if you've ever brushed off this kind of itch, I hope that after today, you'll start paying closer attention. Because your body is always trying to tell you something. It just depends on whether you have the patience and care to hear it. In the next section, we'll explore another often overlooked symptom, also involving itching, but this time linked to one of the most common and dangerous cancers in older adults: breast cancer. Especially when the itching appears around the chest or nipple area, it may no longer be just a matter of skin. Have you ever noticed that some of the smallest signs in your body, if ignored, could come at a very high cost? One of those signs is an itch around the chest, especially near the nipple. Perhaps you've experienced it before and dismissed it as irritation from your bra, dry skin, or a mild allergy. But have you ever stopped to ask yourself, why is this area itching, and why hasn't it gone away, even after I've changed my skincare habits? Itching around the chest, particularly around the nipple, is not always just a normal physiological response. In fact, it can be one of the early signs of inflammatory breast cancer or a tumor developing silently near the chest wall. What's important to know is that this type of breast cancer doesn't always begin with a lump or visible changes in breast shape. Sometimes it only reveals itself through a deep, dull itch that isn't on the surface and has no clear cause. It's natural to feel a little uneasy hearing this. Most of us have believed that itching is a simple skin issue. But with inflammatory breast cancer, the skin around the chest may be affected beneath the surface, where sensory nerves are irritated by the abnormal growth of cancer cells. That's what causes the persistent itching, without any rash or flaking like typical skin conditions. Many people have shared that they felt a mild itch around the nipple lasting several weeks, but since there were no visible signs, they assumed they were overreacting. By the time the breast became slightly swollen, the skin thickened, or changes appeared in the nipple, the disease had already progressed. That's why early recognition and action are the golden keys to reducing risk. Don't worry, you're not alone, and you can do something about it today. If you're experiencing itching around your chest that isn't caused by tight clothing, new skincare products, or especially if it lingers, take the initiative to see a specialist. A clinical exam, along with a breast ultrasound or mammogram, can detect abnormalities early, if any, and open the door to effective treatment. Life doesn't wait, but you can choose to act in time. Share this video or article if you find it helpful. You might help a friend, a loved one, or even yourself avoid something more dangerous. And if you've ever experienced a similar sensation or are currently waiting for test results, please consider leaving a comment to share your story. Real stories and honest feelings help build a stronger, more understanding community. Because in the end, you deserve to live healthy and worry-free, and sometimes that journey begins with a small, seemingly harmless sensation. Don't wait until it's too late. Start today. Start with your own body. Now let's continue our journey of decoding the quiet signals your body may be sending. In the next section, we'll explore another sensitive area where persistent itching, unrelated to hygiene or allergies, could be a warning sign of serious conditions like anal, vulvar, or penile cancer. The human body is an unbelievably delicate system, and the signals it sends are often neither loud nor dramatic. They might be a lingering itch, a vague discomfort, or a tiny change that's easy to overlook amid the rush of daily life. But if you care enough, if you're patient enough to pause and listen, those very signals could save your life. Cancer doesn't always start with pain. It doesn't always come with lumps or obvious symptoms. Sometimes it begins with an itchy patch of skin no one pays attention to. And for older adults, recognizing these seemingly simple signs early can mean the difference between hope and regret. You don't need to live in fear. You just need to live with awareness, always attuned to what your body is trying to tell you. A routine checkup. Ask a doctor when something feels off. A little caution is, in itself, an act of self-love. Please share this video, not to spread worry, but to remind others that we can all live proactively, love our bodies, and protect the healthy years ahead. Because good health doesn't just happen, it's the result of attention, listening, and timely action. And if you're experiencing any of the signs mentioned today, don't hesitate. Get checked. Because that one step might open a new chapter, one where you continue to live, continue to love, continue to smile, fully and peacefully. It's never too late to listen to yourself. Take care, and I'll see you in our next video. Until then, don't forget to stay mindful of your health.